Hi, I'm Mike Holman. I'm here with my law partner, John Birath. John is the leading medical malpractice defense attorney in the state, or at least one of the leading medical malpractice defense attorneys. I've known John ever since I got with the law firm, came with the law firm in 1972, and he's always been a person that's been in good shape. So I'm going to talk to him a little bit about his diet and also his exercise program. John, I know you eat a healthy diet, so why don't you tell me a little bit about what you typically eat?
Right, I eat 3 meals a day and try and eat as many vegetables and fruits as we can, my wife Bonnie and I. Not a whole lot of red meat, try to avoid that. Chicken, fish, and so forth. She's a very good cook, but we avoid desserts and try. In fact, I've found the best exercise with reference to eating is this, and that's portion control and getting away from the table and not eating too much.
And that's something that I don't think anyone's brought up before, and that is portion control. And that's so totally important because the tendency today is for people to eat huge portions. And so you really have to think about portion control. And another thing that John brought up, lots of vegetables. And people that are healthy, they're going to eat lots and lots of vegetables. And they're going to go low or light on the red meat. Now, John, do you eat out often?
We eat out probably at least once a week, yes, right.
Now, when you eat out, how do you combat the portion control issue?
Make a decision. For example, we'll have an entree, sometimes preceded by a salad, generally a salad, sometimes by a soup, if I like the particular soup. But again, these are relatively smaller portions. And at times, too, we'll ask the restaurant perhaps to give us some steamed vegetables rather than some other something else that complements the entree. And of course, no desserts.
And that's a common practice. I mean, I very seldom have a dessert. I have a dessert on Thanksgiving and Christmas, but those are literally about the only times. I make those the exception rather than the rule. And what you see John here doing with his desserts, he's ruling them out, perhaps except on unusual occasions. And that's what you want to do. Now, I know this isn't the case where you just have a leisurely lifestyle. You put in a lot of hours at the office. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your workload?
Do I generally up by 5 o'clock in the morning, try and get in the office about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, work anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week on legal matters. And that sometimes includes weekends as well.
Now, you exercise, so where do you find time to exercise and what do you do?
I've found for the many years that I've exercised that you have to make time for exercise. In fact, you have to get to the point where you rather feel guilty if you do not exercise. And I exercise for a number of reasons, but I find time generally in the evenings and on the weekends to exercise. My regimen consists of at least 3 days a week weightlifting. That would be upper, lower body, core, and then also running twice a week. And generally I try and do that on the weekends. I have a dog, and when I'm up early in the morning I walk him for at least a half mile to a mile. Also at night walk him as well. So it's good exercise for him and me, albeit at a lower intensity than running.
Now here you have a common example of what's happening. Everyone I've interviewed exercises, and they exercise regularly. I mean, basically every healthy person I know exercises regularly. Now, John, I know you had a shoulder operation here a short time ago. Were you able to continue exercising even though you had a shoulder operation?
I did. I had to wear a torn rotator cuff and some other work done on my right shoulder, and I was in a sling 24/7 for 6 weeks, one of those big slings that stick out from your body like this. I continued to exercise, and I'm sure I drew some strange stares at the gym when I showed up and I was working on the machines, albeit with one arm as opposed to both arms. I could not run with it at that time, so I did some elliptical work and also stationary bicycling when I had it on my shoulder.
And here you have someone who's making his health his priority. And that's what you do. You got to make time for your exercise. You need to plan your day and plan to exercise sometime during the day. Do that. Combine that with mindful eating, as John does. And when you're 64, almost 65, then you're going to look like John. John, anything else you might tell our people? And
I think it's important, at least for me, it's worked out so much that exercise, Mike, is a frame of mind, but it really helps with a number of issues. Number one, to your basic core health. We can control so much by avoiding those things that we know can harm us and doing those things that we know that can help us. At the same time, it's a great stress reliever, and there's a certain camaraderie that goes with working out with people in the gym and so forth. So, and it's never too late to start. It really isn't.
And that's true. It is never too late to start. You start from where you are and you proceed in small positive steps. Now, John mentioned one thing, and that's stress. And exercise is a proven stress reliever. There's studies which indicate that. And for me, it was the number one stress reliever. I interviewed Jack Rosati some time ago, and speaking to him off camera, he says that exercise is a great stress reliever for him. So, John, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.